Saturday night. I hope you had a good day. Mine was pretty good. It went a little different than planned, but it's okay. Be nimble and change our plans. Go with the flow. The service was lovely this morning. I thought that the family, and I don't want to mistake the name, the minister, just did a really good job. You could see the passion, and they did a great job of showcasing Oscar's love for God and singing and being cohesive. So it was beautiful. And I had thought to myself how Oscar had made the weather nice. I think I saw that to you guys this morning. And even the minister commented on that. So it was beautiful. And today's letter, I guess I went to an F funeral, but our letter is F. And as usual, you guys made it tough. Kylie thought she was cute and put like 20 F words on the first 3 seconds I asked the question. But I landed at 3 that I like as far as a recovery sentiment. And I am going to start with future. F future. Because if we stop gambling and we change our ways, we have a better shot at a future. And not that we should be looking too far ahead. You know, we should be handling life and being present. I think we talked about that this morning. But in the moment. So there's that. But knowing that we can have future relationships with our kids, or future promotions at our jobs, or a future house or savings account. Like, there's so many things that could be in the future if we decide to quit betting. And as Oscar always said, a life beyond our wildest dreams. And I am a believer of that. Even though I still don't know what the future holds for me, I have an idea of what I want it to hold for me, and I'm going to work hard to do that. But the future will be whatever it's supposed to be. And our textbook, there's like a whole bunch of textbook definitions. But the one that I tie what I'm saying to is a prospect of success or happiness. And I think that that's what I'm trying to capture. The essence of it is, you know, the prospect of success and happiness, that we can get that. We don't have much of a future for success or happiness as gamblers. Maybe we think we do, or there's part-time happiness or success, maybe if we're on the upswing of winning. But eventually it all catches up. That's why I think that future is beautiful. I want us all to have success and happiness. Okay, what else do we got? Well, this next word, I think, oh geez, how's the order I want to do on this? I think that when my friend put this word out there, he probably meant it in the spirit of no cost. And that's true. If there's no cost, it's free with an F. But I thought of it in terms of being a slave to addiction as, you know, free from that, and more of a verb, which the textbook is saying release from captivity, confinement, or slavery. And you know, I was a slave to the bet for a really long time. And I think part of why I'm so happy now is because my thoughts, my mind, my paycheck, my everything isn't a slave to the bet. You know, I have the freedom to make choices. I have the freedom to feel and process. I have the freedom to sit here and talk to you. I have so much freedom now that I'm not in that bubble being, figuratively held hostage to a slot machine, because that's generally what it was. That's all I thought about. That's all I wanted to do. So I was definitely captivated by it. And the next step, and I maybe I did this wrong, because I think that this is part of having a future too. And this was a great word. And don't get me wrong, as always, there was a lot of great words. This one is forgive. And I'm going to tie that in because when I saw this, the very first thing I thought that I wanted to say to you was, when it comes to forgiving, we have to forgive ourselves first. And I can't stress that enough. Otherwise, we're not going to have the fortitude to move forward and love ourselves and be proud of ourselves and put self-care as a priority. Like we need to fall in love with ourselves. So in order to do that, in a lot of cases, we have to forgive ourselves for our actions. And I'm going to make that distinction. They were actions. It's not that we were bad people. We were people who did bad things in some cases, and we just got to forgive that. Hanging on to it doesn't serve us. The other thing about forgiveness is when it comes to other people, forgiving them because you want to, because it'll make you feel better. I would say almost every single time. But hanging on to whatever you're not forgiving brings us back to that ball of negativity that's filling up our space that we can't let positivity into. So that's why forgiveness is so important. And I didn't even read the definition yet. So I'm going to read it. We'll see what other crazy thoughts pop in my head. Stop feeling angry or resentful towards someone for an offense, flaw, or mistake. Makes perfect sense to forgive ourselves, to stop feeling angry and resentful towards our actions. And trying to see if these other ones make sense. Used in polite expressions as a request to excuse or regard indulgently one foibles, ignorance, or politeness. Oh, you'll have to forgive me for thinking this way or whatever. It's still essentially releasing the feelings associated with hanging on to bad thoughts. Maybe it doesn't have to be just anger and resentment. So I'm going to stick with my original point. The big deal of it is to forgive ourselves. That's the point I want to drive home, and that's why I picked that word. I like it. All right. And by the way, I guess while I'm talking about forgiveness, notice that I'm not saying it's about other people forgiving us. That takes us down a bad path of expectations and all kinds of good stuff like that. So let's worry about forgiving ourselves so that we can have a future free of some of that pain and agony and distress that gambling has caused us. And on that note, I am going to say goodnight. We got G tomorrow. Yay. See what G great things we come up with from the masses. And I will talk to you then. Have a great night, beautiful people.